Never, never, never die. 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 Never die.
Fuck you.
All right, it is Friday. It is 6:38 a.m. It is early. I only had one cup of coffee. I'm getting ready to have a second one because that second one is brewing. And before I go get that coffee, I'm going to do this podcast. And before I get all into that, I want to thank Blackstone Labs for sponsoring me, sponsoring this podcast. And you can get 20% off your entire order at blackstonelabs.com. That is 20% off your entire order, blackstonelabs.com. Look, you're trying to get jacked, you're trying to get shredded, you're trying to put on muscle, you're trying to lean out, you're trying to look good for the summer, whatever summer is going to be fucking left. Blackstone Labs can help you, and you can get 20% off your entire order at blackstonelabs.com. Look, they sell protein, pre-workout, branched chain amino acids, which is BCAAs. All right, thermogenics, what helps you lose weight. Protein's always good. The chocolate peanut butter protein, or it's chocolate peanut butter protein. It's absolutely my favorite one. I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking delicious. 2 grams of sugar, fucking 1 gram of carbs. It's retarded. It's delicious. I love it. It's my favorite one. I always mix it with egg whites and ice, and oh my god, it's like cake batter. All right, and then also to CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. That is CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. Look, no patios, no work too big, no work too small. Patios, driveways, walkways, foundations, sidewalks, whatever it is you're trying to do with concrete. You want to cement your backyard, you want to cement your front yard, guess the fuck what? They can help you. That is CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. Just mention the Angry Dad and get hooked up, all right? All the notes for both my sponsors are in the bottom, in the notes. Go check them the fuck out. It's as easy as that, all right? And also, too, I'm going to recommend the Untrained Eye podcast. I'm going to do it right now so I don't fucking forget because, what I'm about to talk to today pretty much throws me the fuck off. It is what it is. They did the shout out for me and my wife's new podcast, I Married a Bigfoot. And if you get a chance, go check that out too. And we're on all platforms, but the Untrained Eye, you can catch them on every platform. It's the only place I get my news for what's happening. All right? So make sure you go check out the Untrained Eye podcast. Untrained Eye podcast. I'll tag them all information in the notes so you can check them the fuck out. And I'm going to get into today's podcast. I'm not fucking, whatever it is. But, so, guess the fuck what? Father's Day is on Sunday. The thing is fathers are always unsung parents. Where a lot of times I feel like we're throwaway parents. We always feel like we're the I guess you would call it redheaded stepchild of parents. And you might be like wondering why, what the fuck? Fathers are important. It's like, let me tell you something right now. Mothers are coveted in the world of parenting. Mothers are the main person. The majority of the time mothers do what comes natural. What comes to them which is to nurture, which is to grow, which is to be there. But fathers, that's not the case. That's not how we're treated. That's not how we're felt. That's not how, and like I said, I every time someone comes to me with advice for fathers or being a father, I always tell them, look, check it out. It's a rewardful job, but don't expect anything. And people are like, what? Look, you're going to be expected to do everything you're supposed to do, and no one's going to ever acknowledge it, which is fine. All right? I have no problem. I don't expect anything from my kids. I don't expect anything from anybody at all. The only thing I expect is to make sure that my kids learn and they grow and they watch my example. And when they learn and grow and watch your example, they're going to become productive people. They're going to see that. They're going to see something they're not going to get the chance to witness from their mom, And I didn't grow up with a dad, so I didn't have any real example to grow from. Though I've had father figures, like I said, I've had people in my life that mentored me. But the thing is I got everything from my mom. All right, my dad wasn't there. My dad was a loser. My dad was not the person that I wanted him to be. So when I started having kids, I made sure that I was the person I wanted there in my life. Someone to teach me, to show me, to take these life lessons that I needed to learn, these life lessons that I wanted to hear, someone to have these conversations that would motivate me, have these conversations of whatever was going on in my life, whether it was good or bad, or I needed advice, or I needed someone to just hear me out. All right, my mom always heard me out. My mom did as much as she could, but she worked her fucking ass off. And guess the fuck what I do? I work my fucking ass off, because that's the example I got from her. But as I was growing and as I was doing all these things, in life, shit gets crazy. In life, shit gets real. All right, and I became a father at a young age. And so guess what? I'm learning these life lessons. I'm teaching myself how to be a father. I'm watching TV. I'm looking for examples, but there's no good examples, especially in the neighborhood that I was growing up in. There was, I've had uncles that are great uncles, and they're great fathers to their kids, but they weren't my father. They weren't dealing with the situations that I was in. They weren't dealing with the situations that I was going through. So, they can only help so much. All right, but as I was growing, I worked. I always made sure that I made money. I always made sure that I had time to not have time for the kids at that moment in time, because all I was doing was being concerned with working. All right, and then I learned to balance. And then when I learned to balance, that's when shit got mania. I got divorced. I have 3 kids with my first wife. I have 1 kid with my second wife. I have no kids with my current wife, Kristen. We have none, but the thing is, she loves my kids just like they were her own, and she treats them that way. And I love her and I respect her for it, because my kids sometimes, kids are kids. And, when you get frustrated, and you deal with them. She does it with a cool, calm, and collective head, and I love her so much for it. But I had a moment in time where I didn't get to be around my kids. I had a moment in time where I didn't get to see my kids. I had a moment in time where, my kids were being bred to call somebody else dad. All right, and I was just cast aside. I was just thrown aside, and I went through the court system. I went through all the systems that you can go through to what's called, but nothing was on my side. Nothing was there was nothing there to help me. So I had to learn how to help me. And that's when I learned the system is against fathers. Everything's against fathers. The world's against fathers. All fathers are bad. All fathers are this and this and this. You know what I'm saying? It's always a situation. It's always the mom's on her own. I'm a single mom. I'm a single this. And that's the thing too, is people don't realize, at a moment in time, I was a single father. All right? I was a single father struggling with a hardcore work schedule, trying to make time, trying to balance, trying to find a way. All right? And it's not woe is me. And this is the situation for a lot of men. All right? And the unrewardful part, it's about to come up, and I'm about to let you know. But first, I got to go through all this backstory, because that's what it's to let you know. It's to show, all right? Because fathers have a bad name, stepfathers, recently divorced men, single dads. We have a stigma, all right? Because we're pieces of shit. It's our fault. Everything's our fault. You know what I'm saying? The reason we're divorced, the reason why these kids are the way they are, the reason why these things, and it's not that. There is a stack of good fathers out there that we get roped in with bad fathers, just like anybody else gets roped in with whatever bad situation's going on. But that's the thing. Because we get roped into it, we got to deal with it. And like I said, I went through the court system, and the court system is against us. It's against fathers. It's against fathers seeing their kids. It's against fathers not being with their kids, and then paying through the nose just so they can see their kids. And then half the time not even getting their kids. Because when I first started, all right, I was only allowed to see my kids 2 days a week, every other week. And the reason that was is because of how I look. It's how I was perceived, is what was told. All right, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right. Because of that, because I'm a bad father, because the system is bad, I was only allowed to see my children 2 days. And it wasn't even full 2 days. It was like 1 day put together, because I had half a day this day, half a day this day, and guess what? They had to go home. I picked them up midway through 1 day, and they had to go home midway through 1 day. And that fucking sucked. But guess what? Because I ain't no fool, because I ain't no punk, and I love my kids, I had to go back to court. And when I went back to court, guess what? I got a day. And guess what? I'm still paying massive amounts of child support, living on a couch, working a job, worried about my kids, not seeing my kids. You know, I'm living my life. I'm trying to make the best of the situation, but the thing is, I'm always dwelling on it. I'm like, why can't I see my kids? Why can't I have my kids? Why can't I be there for my kids? And once again, like I said, I just had to go back to court. I go back to court, I got an extra day. So I had 2 days and a half. You see what I'm saying? And every other week. And then I had to go back again. I went through the process of years of constantly going back to court. Constantly going back to court to prove that I wasn't a monster, to prove that I'm not this piece of shit, to prove that I'm not a drug dealer, to prove that I'm not an alcoholic, to prove that I'm a decent human being so I can see my kids. All right? It took a process of 5 years for me to get 50-50. 5 years of arguing back and forth. And look, and this is the thing too, is I have 50-50. All right? That's just what it is. I'm the custodial parent, but this is the thing. I'm still threatened by the cops. I'm still threatened by the situation. I still got to deal with heartache and upsetness, and I have to bite my lip and let it ride. I have to not say anything a lot of the times, because if I don't say anything, I'll get to see my daughter. Because right now, my daughter's the only one that goes back and forth. I have my son. He lives with me all the time. But my daughter, she has to go back and forth. And the reason she has to go back and forth is because, you know, she wanted to live with her mom, and I'm not a fucking monster. Why would I deny her what she wants? You hear what I'm saying? That's not it. But the thing is there's times where we'll just be here, we have plans, we're getting ready to go, and then you need to bring her home. You need to do this. And I'm like, for what? We had schedule, we have a plan. And you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This shit goes on to this day, and I have no issue. I have no problem. All I want to do is ever just have my kids. I want to be able to enjoy my kids, you know, that's what happens. But the thing is when it happens, I just deal with it. I just fucking bear down and be like, fuck it. Because you know what, that's the part. But the thing is, the rewardful part is watching my kids. It's seeing my kids. It's being with my kids. It's enjoying my kids. It's watching my kids grow up. It's watching my kids turn into me. All right, that's the thing. I watch my kids turn into me. They've 100%, every one of my kids have turned into me. And the reason they've turned into me, because look, I just show a good example. I'm just with them. The joy I get from seeing them, from talking to them, to knowing that they're doing good in life. I was a horrible kid. I was running the streets. I was doing all kinds of crazy ass fucking shit. But the thing is, my kids don't do that. They don't have to do that. That's not what they were taught. That's not how they were grown. And you know, they have those influences in their lives. But the thing is, now they're me. They watch cartoons, they play video games, they talk about games, they watch anime, they go back and forth with anime. And it's enjoyable, it's fun, I love it. Because they've 100% turned into me. And that's the joy that I get. That's the reward a father gets. That's the only reward a father will ever get, is the fact that kids are becoming successful when they're there. That it's important to have their father in their life. It's important. And that's the thing. Like I said, it's Father's Day. We're not worried about presents. We're not worried. The joy of just having my kids in the house with me. My oldest is working, so guess what? He's not going to be here for Father's Day. But my other kids will be here, and they're going to be here. They're going to be in the room. They're going to be fighting. They're going to be running around. I'll be on the couch watching TV, relaxing, hopefully. And that's the only reward that I ever need, because the love I feel for them being here is all I've ever wanted. Is to have them in this house while I'm home, not doing nothing. Even though they're fighting, even though they're yelling, even though they're running around, that's all I've ever wanted. That's the greatest joy. That's the biggest reward. All the hard work and effort I put into having my kids, anything else, everything else, I don't give a fuck about. It just is what it is. And that's the thing too. It's Father's Day. I don't want to see moms out there being like, well, I'm a father. It's like, look, no. Fathers are fathers. You have your own day. We have our day. Let us enjoy our day. Let us do what we want. Let us enjoy what we have. And if you have your kids and you're a father, sit back, relax, watch them. I do it all the time in my car when I'm driving with them. I just look at them like, what the fuck? They're exactly like me. So guess the fuck what? Like I said, it's Father's Day's coming up. Make sure you enjoy your father. Make sure you spend some time. You ain't gotta sit there. You ain't gotta spend money on him. Just be in the room with them. Be in the house with them. Because that's all the appreciation I know I like. That's the appreciation I want. Alright, so guess the fuck what? This is the Angry Motherfucking Dad. You want to watch this shit? IGTV, YouTube. You want to listen to shit? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. This motherfucker's everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe. Helps me to fuck out. Make sure you fucking SIP Network, great, powerful podcasters placed together, putting their fucking shit out there. Alright, sipnet.us, SIP Network on Instagram. All the notes, information in the bottom. Check us the fuck out. Alright, so guess the fuck what? I'll see y'all motherfuckers on the next one. Fuck.
Never die. Always living. Always living. Always living. Always living.